Now, is there a possibility of a ground invasion of Iran? Because it seems that the US is not completely ruling out that option. And this is a big statement that has now come in from a US senator that seems to claim that Trump administration is ready to put troops on ground and saying that they are ready to launch a ground invasion, as Senator Richard Blumenthal has left a Senate Armed Service Committee briefing on Iran war, saying that he believes that the Trump administration is on a path of putting US troops on ground in Iran. However, when it comes to deployment of American troops is concerned, it is to accomplish all of the potential objectives as far as when it comes to a complete devastation is now concerned. When it comes to the military objective that President Trump says, largely that has been achieved. When it comes to no Air Force, no on part of Iranian Navy, that President Trump says is now at the bottom of the sea. However, when it comes to multiple targets of their missile launchers, that is something that both Israel and US have been doing. But militarily speaking, President Trump is of the opinion that the objectives have been achieved. But will it now, when it comes to complete decimation is concerned, will that be an option that the US administration keeps it open? Because earlier it was being ruled out. But is that now an option at all as far as boots on ground is concerned? Well, in those wars where America and American military that has been involved, boots on ground has left a lot of instability and uncertainty in those areas. But it seems, will Iran now meet the same fate? Because when it comes to the objectives on part of the United States administration and part of Israel has been very unclear and uncertain in the way that they believe either it should be a regime change or an upheaval altogether, destruction when it comes to the nuclear facilities, which Donald Trump claims has been obliterated, destruction of the sites which are missile launchers of the Iranian military. Well, that seems to have been the latest objective, but on part of Iranian Navy, Iranian Air Force, that they believe has now been completely destroyed. Srinjoy, boots on the ground, is that an option now open for the US?
You just heard Michael Blumenthal. And Michael Blumenthal, of course, is a Democratic senator from Connecticut. And he's a liberal. But very clearly, there is opposition even within America to boots on the ground. So far, only 7. I mean, each life is important, of course, but so far, only 7 fatalities have happened as far as the U.S. armed forces is concerned. If you have boots on the ground, then serious casualties are inevitable. Inevitable. So that is something that the president and the government has to take into consideration. As it is, even within his own people, forget a Democratic senator from Connecticut, but even within his own people, the MAGA crowd, there is a hesitancy about going to another country to fight for people, because the attitude in America is that why should we do this for anybody else? This is not a direct threat to America. That is the logic being used by the MAGA people. So if that is so, then Trump would be deeply unpopular, particularly if there are serious casualties. And if you put boots on the ground, that's inevitable. It's bound to happen.
Right. Well, if that is an option, then remains to be seen if that would be applicable, because there has been a lot of back and forth that has now come in on part of the US administration, if any decision that President Trump would arrive when it comes to boots on ground or a full-scale, invasion of Iran. Thank you very much, Srinjoy, for joining in.